During outcry in D.C., even from city leaders.
Now, do these guys look alike to you? We're seeing the face of the man accused of posing as a future NFL player and costing him his shot on the Cowboys.
And he was arrested for trying to kidnap a woman. Days later, busted for a lewd act at a popular tourist spot. Why was he back on the streets? 7 on your side, fighting back against crime, next.
Now, ABC 7 News at 11, on your side.
First tonight, an unarmed motorcyclist shot to death by police. The only body camera footage shows CPR being given in the very last moments of Terrence Sterling's life.
And tonight, word that the officer will not be charged for shooting him.
But right now, there are calls for him to resign from the force and calls for change within the department.
Annalisa Gale leading us off tonight.
Terrence Sterling matter.
Nearly a year after Terrence Sterling's death at 3rd and M Streets, many are still angry.
They pray for justice.
On September 11th, Officer Brian Traynor fired 2 rounds at Sterling, killing him. Investigators say the shots were fired after Sterling rammed Traynor's police cruiser with his motorcycle.
Ain't no justice in this town.
The protest comes hours after the U.S. Attorney's Office announced that Officer Traynor will not face charges in connection to Sterling's death.
I'm saddened, I'm disgusted, and at this point I'm just lost.
In its review, the U.S. Attorney's Office also pointed out that Sterling's blood alcohol content was roughly 2 times the legal limit. They say tests also found THC in his system, which is found in marijuana.
We want to continue to extend our condolences.
Mayor Muriel Bowser says it's unacceptable that Officer Traynor did not activate his body camera until after the shooting. She's now calling for his resignation.
And if we have policies that are broken that lead to tragedy, there should be some accountability.
And Jonathan and Allison, MPD will now conduct a disciplinary review to determine if Officer Traynor violated any of its procedures. That could take up to 90 days. Live in Northwest Washington tonight, Annalisa Gale, ABC 7 News.
And today marks 3 years since Michael Brown was shot to death in Ferguson, Missouri. Brown was unarmed at the time of that shooting. A grand jury decided not to charge the officer who shot him, and that ruling, of course, led to riots and unrest across the country.
7 is on your side tonight, asking questions about a case that has a lot of people talking. This is after an attempted kidnapping suspect was rearrested just days later for another disturbing crime.
That's right. He was first accused of attacking a woman right outside the Kennedy Center. Then days later, he was arrested for lewd acts right on the National Mall.
Our Tim Barber asking why he was back on the streets so soon.
Millions of people visit the National Mall each year. And tonight, 7 on your side uncovered new records that accuse a man of 2 disturbing crimes here.
That's very sad and that's very risky.
7 on your side first told you last week when district officers arrested Marquise Bostic for kidnapping a woman by the Kennedy Center. Records show he grabbed the victim while she struggled and screamed. The woman fought the 26-year-old suspect off, but Bostic only ended up being charged with assault before he was released. Then yesterday, Park Police said they found Bostic half naked on a bench near the Vietnam Memorial. Witnesses said they also spotted Bostic touching himself inappropriately outside the woman's restroom.
They go in for a horrible crime, you let them out a week later, and then they're going to be doing the same thing.
Investigators, prosecutors, and court officials cannot comment on pending cases. But D.C. Code says in part that suspects who are detained prior to trial must pose a danger or there must be a serious risk that that person will flee.
The suspect was ordered to stay away from the woman he's accused of attacking, but he was not ordered to stay away from this area around the National Mall. Ultimately, it is up to a judge to decide if a suspect can get out before his or her trial. Reporting live on the National Mall tonight, Tim Barber, ABC 7 News.
And also happening right now, an active investigation in Annapolis after a body was found in a creek. Skytrack 7 over Brewer Creek tonight. Just minutes ago, police announced the body is a man in his 80s. They do not suspect foul play.
This just into the ABC 7 newsroom. A former liquor board official indicted for bribery. Anudge Sud was on the Prince George's County Liquor Board. Investigators claim that he solicited and accepted bribes while in that position and was once paid $1,000 by a lobbyist. Sud now is facing up to 20 years in prison.
And new video tonight after a car crashed into a building in Northwest. There were no injuries there, but crews are now evaluating whether the structure was damaged. No word on what led to that crash.
And it was a case of mistaken identity that got a local football player kicked off the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this update tonight, I want to show you something. Look at this picture side by side. Police say that Davon Newman on the left is the guy who told officers that he was Lucky Whitehead when in trouble for shoplifting. Right after he got arrested, that's who he said he was. And Newman even gave police all of Whitehead's information, including his social security number. When Newman didn't show up for court, a warrant was issued for Whitehead, and he was fired from the Cowboys. Police are right now looking for Newman, who now faces identity theft charges in addition to his original charges. Lucky Whitehead's luck, though, turned around. He has a new job with the New York Jets.
Well, developing now, North Korea getting more specific in its threat against Guam, even giving a timeline for it. Nancy Chen is here with tonight's newest developments. Nancy?
And Allison, late this evening, we got a statement with what the regime intends to do. A North Korean general in charge of Rocket Command says the plan should be finalized by mid-August. The regime here wants to fire 4 mid-range missiles toward Guam and expects them, they say, to land about 20 miles from the island, creating a massive fire. All this as President Trump continues to warn North Korea of dire consequences.
What the president was doing is sending a strong message to North Korea in language that Kim Jong-un would understand, because he doesn't seem to understand diplomatic language.
The governor of Guam reassuring its residents there tonight there is no threat to the island. However, he is meeting with top officials to assess the readiness of the military and first responders. Allison?
Nancy, meanwhile, we have new video now of this, and this is a Russian Air Force jet that's flying right over major D.C. landmarks. It's an unarmed plane flying over the Pentagon, the Capitol, even the White House. This is allowed by a treaty that's in place, and we're told U.S. Air Force personnel were on board.
And new information tonight about the